2016, that was the year. It's kind of like the beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. 951, there we go. You see? Fulfilled your requirements for satisfaction. Well, I mean, let's see. This version of DDR, Ace Regular, I believe did come out in 2016. It's weird, actually. Here, let's back it. Favorite year? That's an interesting one. Very interesting. I think that's a good topic worth discussing. Let's talk about the things that were cool. I think for me, the 2010s are big because. So the cool thing about being born in '89 was that even though I'm technically still an '80s kid, I lived through all the '90s. So therefore, I feel more connection to stuff in the '90s. But I could say, oh, well, I mean that was cool. You know, Paula Abdul and Journey were cool in the '80s, right? So fogging up here. But my favorite year, let's see. I can't just put my finger on one, but 2010, I would say 2015. Let's see. Those have to be, yeah, of the 2010s. 2010. What else? 2010, 2015, and 2019. Let's call those my top three of the 2010s. Now, why those years? Let's see. 2010 was the year I got top 8 in Tatsunoko versus Capcom. So that was technically my Evo stage debut. So I could flaunt that. 2015, I feel like that kind of falls somewhere in between the life of where everything in the 2010s that I've kind of made important kind of collided with each other, and I think that's like literally the middle. I like to argue that something like most things are best in the middle. So like that was like the middle of my work decade, the middle of the year when my dating life was good, literally the middle of Marvel 3's Inception, middle of that too. And then 2016, I mentioned, that was kind of a good year and a bad year. Bad for dating, but good for work. That's when I became a full-timer. July specifically. And 2019, that was the very last year. That was pre-pandemic. That was also the first year I went to Japan with my friends as like a directed group by me. So that became the beginning of like my I guess one of my motives in life, making trips to Japan and bringing more friends along me every time. Or if they haven't gone, that's also a plus. So that should happen this year around October, November. So those count for my top 3. I'm not gonna put those in order because there's good stuff out of all of them, really. I think the important thing is though is that with each decade that comes, you have to become a better version of yourself within that decade. Because you and I are around the same age. So I always say, so now that I'm in my 30s, I feel like it's my 20s, but I'm smarter and have more knowledge and experience. So when I'm 40, I'll be like, well, it's like my 30s now, but I'm more knowledgeable and experienced. But I hope I could feel like I'm in my 20s forever. So, you know, it's all what was I gonna say? It's all, you know, a growing experience. Pretty much. It's like now that you know, as you grow older, you kind of, it's funny, I take lots of pieces from other streamers, and I think the older you get, the more you appreciate things. And so now that I feel like I have money to buy things I want and buy experiences that I've been wanting to make sure I go through, usually money is an excuse for me at least. So that's why I make it an important point to continue to finance my future and also at the same time have enough to spend on things I really like for fun, you know. Woo.